You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're exploring the history of Lucky Charms, looking back at 1 year ago today, and sharing what we hope to find at the end of the rainbow.
Top of the evening to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. The day where we all get to be Irish, even if we are not at all Irish.
And the day we all get to shenanigate, which, by the way, is every day for us Adultitis Fighters. Thank you for being here, you guys. We see so many awesome names popping up in the chat and some new ones, too. Welcome, Mary Ann. Brittany, wearing my shirt covered in shamrocks. Heck yeah, right?
We got some celebrating going on.
Plan on this awkward.
Young
Right.
Yoda, old Yoda.
Apparently, green in our house means Yoda.
Slytherin tie for you nerds out there. So Sharon said she made Irish nachos,
Yes.
and
What
people
are
were curious
they?
about what those were. She says they are made with thinly sliced baked potato spuds,
Ooh.
then covered with corned beef, cheese, onions, or cabbage, tomatoes, and sour cream.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go make some right now.
And Cindy, oh, that sounds amazing, Sharon. Thank you for taking the time. Write that down, what that is.
I will log that, yes. We've got some...
Cindy...
oh, sorry.
This happened to us as well today. Cindy shared that her Sheboygan grandchildren were trying to catch leprechauns with no luck. The same leprechaun came to our house.
You made a terrible mess.
Trashed
Little
Ben's
jerk.
room, trashed Rose's room. They made the most amazing trap in his studio, which currently has green carpet. It's a long story, but it made sense to make the trap there because they thought that the leprechaun would be attracted to that room. No luck. Although he did try. He took the cookie that was in the trap.
Yeah, well, they did a really good job. They made the trap so that if he were to get caught in it, it would fall and hit a little bell, like one of those little ding, bells.
Right.
And I was impressed with their ingenuity.
Yes, the bell from the Pit game, if you know that game, Pit. Paul, I was wondering where you guys were at. I'm like, where's Paul and Kara? Are they out like shenanigating tonight? But this time changed. I bet it's earlier for you guys now, right? Like even earlier? I don't know.
I don't know how
Maybe
that
it's
works.
midnight
It's
there.
crazy.
I have no idea.
I think it should just be this time all the time. And just...
Speaking of time, Jason ran into a little adultitis moment with time today. Tell us about your time challenge.
Well, I was all excited to make corned beef today. And then we had to go out to a meeting this afternoon because...
For a venue for the Escape Adulthood Summit, by the way.
We're getting closer. By the way, this is vintage. Some
year
people
was that?
on 2016
All right.
Summit. This is Jones Soda, custom made Escape Adulthood Summit soda, green apple soda. It still holds up.
Raise your hand if you were at the 2016 Summit and had the Jones Soda. We had like how many different flavors? Like 12 or 15, all with the custom labels. It was super fun. But
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
We
But anyway,
digress.
we were we had to go look at a venue for this year's summit, which we are hoping is happening. It's looking pretty good. Probably in August. Not sure exactly yet, but
early August is
stay
the
tuned.
goal.
But yeah, so anyway, I neglected to check how long it takes for corned beef to do its thing, and by the time we returned, it was too late.
So we ordered pizza.
That classic St. Patrick's Day tradition of pizza. However, tomorrow we will be doing our St. Patrick. We figured just let it go over a couple days. We'll have our corned beef tomorrow.
Hashtag not a rule that you can't. And I have to appreciate how quickly you rebounded because Jason is a traditionalist, if you haven't figured this out. So not having corned beef on St. Patrick's Day was the heart chakra was like, what's the bad word? Like devastated. But you rebounded really quickly, and maybe it was pizza, because who's sad about pizza? Oh, darn, we have to order our favorite order in pizza. But You rebounded really quickly.
I felt the feels. I allowed myself to feel the feels, and I also that was Chris Traeger, wasn't it? We've been watching Parks and Rec. I felt the feels, and I then literally thought tomorrow would be a better day to do it. So
all you non-Parks and Rec people, we're
sorry.
We're really into it right now.
So yeah, we've been so good this last year about telling people what does this make possible and look for the silver lining, and so I guess it's sinking in. Even to us.
I didn't even see you feel the feels. That's how quickly you rebounded. So maybe you went to the closet.
I died inside for a little bit, but
well, you faked it well.
I almost threw the corned beef across the room, but I did it.
All right.
Anyway.
So thinking back to a year ago today, you guys. Oh my goodness, a year ago today is like a pretty momentous day for us, and. It could have went on the wayside, but it's been, I'm sure you guys are having this moment with March. Mid-March is kind of hitting us of like, whoa, we've been doing this for a year. Like doing this.
Whoa!
So,
Tom Haverford over here.
This is definitely a Parks and Rec.
I hurt my fingy!
So if you've been like us reminiscing, remember last year at this time we had to cancel our wedding or whatever,
Good times.
Good times. I mean, it's part of the emotional process of healing and trauma to relive some of it by remembering. And so we also were doing such things. And we realized that today, a year ago, is when we pushed go live for the first time on a regular basis. We had gone live technically a couple times, 4 or 5 times.
If that.
Before that. But since pushing go live, can I share this news?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have pushed go live. I did the math today. It took me some research, honestly. I had to dig through calendars that I had hidden away because they had so many cross out marks on it. But we have pushed go live 120 times this year in the last year. So that is crazy town to me, but
heck yes, I did.
Right. This is how crazy it's been. But you dug something up.
Well, yeah. So it was literally a year ago today that we had our first coffee with Kim and Jason. We just thought we'd turn the camera on and try to bring some hope to folks. And I found it, and I put together a little clip of highlights. It's like a little short little video. And please disregard the terrible quality. But hope you'll.
It was our first day of going live, so we didn't have it all figured out, guys.
You will enjoy it. Hello, everyone.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Top of the afternoon to you.
Thank you all who are here. It's good to have you guys here.
I cannot do this.
So
thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank you for being here. We need some lightheartedness in this time. We wanted to have a chance to say hi and give you guys a chance to get a break from all the negative stuff. It's not fun or easy, but we'll get through this. Being afraid is not productive. Watching the news 24/7, God, that's not productive at all.
Once you can take that deep breath and realize, what does this make possible? Whoa, like the togetherness, the family board game nights, the movie nights, the puzzles, who knows? I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Look for the helpers, like Mr. Rogers talked about when we're freaking out. This was advice he gave to kids, but I think we all could use this advice, is to look around at the good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of negative forecasts, a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of division in certain areas, but there are some amazing people doing amazing things. So we've got really smart people working on the physical side, right? The testing, the vaccines, the healthcare side, and I am not qualified for any of that, but we are all qualified to say, how can I help? And to shine our light, to figure out what's my purpose in this. So I heard a joke the other day. Someone said, if I run out of toilet paper, I am practicing the technique my dog has of scooting my butt across my lawn. And you know how dogs do that. Yeah. And then someone said, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. You should be doing it in your neighbor's lawn. This is so dumb.
We also have quite a leprechaun situation happening here in the house at this very moment. First, he dyed the toilets green. Then Ben made a trap and he somehow broke it and took all the coins out, with leaving little green things behind. And then Ro made a trap and he broke that while we were all downstairs.
And there's green sprinkles
everywhere. This little guy is just, I don't even think it's shenanigating. I think it's just a menace to society. So
can't take you seriously.
Good, I'm doing something right.
I will say this as we close off. There is no better elixir for adultitis than green food coloring. So we had green pancakes today.
Mashed potatoes. The possibilities are endless. So
where are
show
the
us
opportunities,
what
people?
You do, friends. All right?
All right, guys. Thank you for spending some time with us. Hello to everyone who will be watching this in the future on the replay. This will be available for replay. Let us know if you want us to do this again. Let us know how we can help. Go out, keep shining, stay positive. We will get through this. You guys are awesome. We'll talk to you guys later.
Man.
We just talked to ourselves in the future from the past. Hello to all of you watching this in the future.
Was it me? Me? It's like when you take a picture of a mirror and then it goes on forever. It's like, that was me talking to me watching it like 20 years from now. So yeah, you guys, some of you are commenting that yes, I was there for that. And oh man, thank you for hanging in with us. I mean, whenever you do something 120 times, of course, I hope it's better by the 120th time. And you I hope. So thank you for taking this journey with us. And just as we sat there with you on March 17, 2020, your companionship aided us in this adventure, and it has been a wild one.
Yes, it has. I love, Elle said, still the same wise, encouraging thoughts. I love that you really haven't changed your mission. I appreciate that, but it's kind of a nice way of saying you have no new material. That's really what that is.
Well, that's why we're professional reminders and permission granters, because it's really the same message every week, guys. Have you figured that out yet? I hate to tell you this.
Yeah, it was good times. But yeah, every day we did it. We tried something different. We tried something new. Those of you who are on tonight early probably saw the little ticker at the bottom. That was just kind of like an invitation to share the video. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that word. Invitation to
tell others about
this video and leave a comment and know about the giveaway that we have going on. So, I feel like every time we either learn something by accident because something breaks,
right?
Or we try to tinker, and I think that's a lesson we can all learn as we go along. So. But I'm excited because we're going to go a little bit, we're keeping this back in memory lane theme, and we're going to go into our little time machine right now. Okay, so Lucky Charms is the breakfast of champions, as everyone knows. I believe that's the official branding of it. No, it's not.
Works
so
for me.
I was thrilled to do a little research on the history of Lucky Charms because I knew nothing about it, but I do know how much I love eating them and how much the kids love eating them. I remember someone gave us a bag of just the marshmallows one time.
Maybe on tonight, Lynn Carter sent us a whole bag of marshmallows, which you've seen this before. It's gotten more popular, but I think she did it before it was popular. That was probably 8 years ago. So that was epic. Yeah.
So this is interesting. It all began with a bowl of Cheerios and a couple of circus peanuts. So John Holohan, vice president of General Mills, was given 6 months to create a new brand of cereal that would be a hit with the kids. No pressure. He chopped up some circus peanuts and sprinkled the marshmallow bits into a bowl of Cheerios. Loved what he tasted, immediately realizing that if he enjoyed the combination of crunchy cereal and soft marshmallows, so would consumers. I knew we had a winner, he said.
What?
Lucky Charms indeed became the first marshmallow cereal on the planet. So that's pretty cool.
I cannot believe that something so good came from something so bad. It's like our virtual show. Something so good came from something so bad, right?
Gross. Yeah, not a lot of people like
peanuts?
circus peanuts.
Who in the world eats those, right?
As Jerry Seinfeld said, they're the
doorstop
doorstops
of childhood candy. Yes.
Okay, so the first appearance on supermarket shelves was 1964. Prize to anyone who was born that's watching currently live that was born in 1964. I don't know what the prize is, but let us know. Okay, so here's what I want. Do you know what the first 4 marshmallow pieces were? Any guesses?
Well, who just said about, Al was wondering what happened to the purple horseshoes. So, the purple horseshoe has to be, although, are they not in
I don't
there
know how
anymore?
recent that
Okay, I was going to say,
is.
I see one right there. I'm thinking rainbows, horseshoes, this shamrock has to be one of them. And maybe like the heart.
Okay, you got 2 out of 4.
Okay.
They were the pink hearts, the green clovers, orange stars, and yellow moons.
Interesting.
Those were the first. Now here's the other little bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what these little marshmallow pieces are called? I'll give you a hint. These marshmallow bits. They're called marbits.
What?
Marbits, kids.
Did they make that up?
That is the word of the day. Anytime today that you hear someone say marbits, you cheer and dance around. That will probably be the only time you hear that word today.
Which, by the way, Paul Tracy likes circus peanuts, so we're not. I hope we haven't offended you. Apparently, if we just cut them up and put them in Cheerios, it's
all
pretty
good.
much I've missed the purpose, the sole purpose of a circus peanut.
The whole purpose secret circus peanuts were invented was to get us Lucky Charms.
Right.
And for that, we thank
circus
peanuts.
Thankful. Yeah.
So the original lineup of Marbits didn't change for more than a decade, though the cereal itself did. The brand started to fall short of its sales expectations, so what they decided to do to change it, more sugar.
Oh.
They added the oat bits, got a sugar coating, and sales quickly improved. And kids everywhere. And yet still, my kids only eat the marshmallows and leave the bits. Maybe more sugar. I don't know. In 1975, a blue diamond was added to the mix. And that caused sales to spike 30%. Since then, there have been an array of different marbits introduced, including horseshoes, whales, snowmen, pots of gold, and even one shaped like the Eiffel Tower. Who knew?
Only in Europe?
I don't know. Mexico, I believe. Lucky the Leprechaun has been the Lucky Charms mascot since the introduction. However, he almost got booted out by a scatterbrained sorcerer named Waldo the Wizard.
Really?
Apparently,
that almost sounds familiar.
Apparently, Lucky was a little bit of a rascal and wasn't very friendly to the kids. And so they came up with this other sorcerer guy. But then in the meantime, they also made Lucky nicer, which consumers responded to, which ultimately sealed Waldo's fate. So it's been Lucky all along, but he almost got impeached. And finally, this was interesting. All of these specially shaped marbits, so you should be cheering right now.
Marbits!
They are symbolic of one of Lucky's magical powers. So, for instance, the heart gives Lucky the power to bring things to life. The shooting star grants him the power of flight. The 4-leaf clover gives him luck. Although the release makes sure to warn you, you never know what kind of luck you'll get. It's a good point.
The what? What was that last one?
The press release that when they announced it. So you will never know what kind of luck you'll get.
Okay.
And the horseshoes allow him to speed things up. The blue moons grant invisibility. The rainbows allow him to instantly travel from place to place. And the balloons provide him with the power to make things float.
Wow, someone had a lot of time on
their
hands.
I got to the bottom of that. And
Catherine has not seen Lucky Charms in New Zealand.
Well, you know what's interesting? I just heard that they just came to the UK in 2013.
Really?
And
what's taking so long to get this everywhere?
I don't know.
And I think Elle said she always thought it was Lucky's Charms. So I had to look because I'm like, is it? That's one of those things I wouldn't know.
Martha says they are magically delicious, and
Yes,
she is correct.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
They're not magically nutritious, but nothing delicious usually is. All due respect to broccoli. Yeah, so what was the most interesting thing that you discovered in this little trip into the time machine?
I kind of blanked out a little bit, I'll be honest, just because there was a lot of details, but
this wasn't we weren't talking about science this time.
No, but sometimes I don't focus as often as I should, as well as I should. But the parts that I remember about how each of the marshmallows has this whole backstory, and then that extra little villain guy they brought in just to make him seem nicer. I guess I do have a question. Who had a problem with him? I don't understand that part.
Well, if you look at the early pictures of Lucky, he does look to be a little bit of a troublemaker and kind of a little.
But aren't impish. Leprechauns? That's the whole point.
Well, that's just.
I mean, that's he visited our house today. He trashed it. Like,
it's the softening of our culture, Kim.
Can't
that's
they
what it
be
is.
A little devious, and we could be okay with that?
Nope. They got to Disney-fy him. They got to clean him up and make him all happy. You know.
All right. So, okay, that's interesting. But I do wonder who, I'm sure it was just like a committee that like had to come up with why these are the way they are. And what's funny about that is who cares? Do they tell that to anybody?
Well, they put out a press release.
Okay. All right.
Because, that's something that needs to be
sassy,
in the headlines.
Jennifer. Yeah, he's like sassy. Yeah. Let him be sassy.
Christy says the oat bits are just cat food. They do remind me of that.
Maybe that's why our kids leave them in the bowl.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Okay, you guys, well, we are in the thick of this awesome Insider subscriber drive. The Insider is our weekly newsletter, and basically it's the place where the merry band of Adultitis Fighters stay connected and abreast of all of the cool things going on. And we are in the middle of one right now, and we are giving away an epic prize.
Da, 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 da. Yes.
36 by 36 canvas reproduction. This is the one that we will put into a box and send to a winner. It's ready to hang and make your office or home look amazing. This was a painting that I finished almost a year ago. I mean, I started working on it about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we're excited. In order to win, all you have to do is go to escapeadulthood.com/giveaway to enter. And if you are not already an insider, you will become part of the community. If you are already an insider,
which we hope you are at this point,
you will still be entered to win. But the cool thing is, if you will get a special link that's just for you. And if you share that and your friends sign up and become an insider, you get 3 extra entries for every person who subscribes. And in addition, you can get you just thought of Chris Traeger again, didn't you? And you can get extra entries for following us on Facebook and Instagram.
So what's like the maximum amount of entries can they have?
Unlimited. Like if you have
you said 3.
No, you get 3 per person that signs up because of you. So if you have 100 people, that's 300 chances to win.
And your coworker, that's 369 chances.
You got it.
Right there. And then if
Kim does math.
And then let's do the math more. If they get like a Facebook, someone to sign up on Facebook, because there's a link for that.
If they sign up on Facebook.
So if you're not following us on Facebook, which by the way, it's alarming how many people aren't, because you got invited like 10 years ago, and that link is gone. So you might not even be following us. So if they sign up on Facebook, sign up on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a couple different social media channels.
His
I don't remember which ones they are.
We've been bugging him to do more behind the scenes art on his Instagram. So Escape Adulthood on Instagram, there will be a lot more coming because we keep badgering him. So that will be happening.
Yeah. So
so this is cool.
Yeah. So this goes through till April 1st. So hopefully you will take us up on this opportunity. I'm excited to see who wins. We have a lot of people participating already.
Is there a way for us to tell who's winning right now?
Well, in terms of how many entries. There is probably, but
All right.
yeah, we could.
Well,
Not this
I'm
second.
No, but I'm just curious to see who's been busy.
I can
the
see
scenes.
how many contestants there are and how many entries there are.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Sweet.
So yeah, check it out. escapeadulthood.com/giveaway.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
This is a picture of Kim and me at the Cornerstone Music Festival very early on in our dating years. Together with friends, we camped out with thousands of other Christian music fans in the middle of a field during a sweltering stretch of Illinois summer. Here we are, showing off our hardcore faith represented by sun-kissed cross tattoos made with 2 Band-Aids. 9 years of Catholic school provided a decent foundation for my faith, but it didn't really come alive until the year after I graduated high school, about the time this photo was taken. I was on fire for God, excited to learn all I could and eager to change the world. Like the tough face trying to overcompensate for the not-so-tough biceps, I projected a strong faith. I look back on this photo and I see a pure faith, but not a strong one. I've often wondered where that kid went, the strong, self-assured, faith-filled warrior. I feel like I used to be so much more on fire, more certain, and have fewer doubts. I'm not sure I was really any of those things, but I definitely was a lot more naive. I was like Luke Skywalker, who after getting some brief instruction from Obi-Wan Kenobi and a few days of training from Yoda announced he was ready to go off and fight Darth Vader and tear down the Empire. "I'm not afraid," he boldly claimed. "You will be," replied Yoda. Well, just like Luke, Kim and I were serious and sincere about our faith, and yet we had no idea, how could we, how much it would be tested. In my late 20s, I felt like all that passion got burned up. I was left drifting, afraid, and confused. Building a business was harder than I expected. I'd wondered if I'd taken a wrong turn somewhere because it didn't feel as certain as when I'd first begun. I was worn down by years of burdensome debt, flirts with bankruptcy, a series of steps forward followed by 2,000 steps back, it felt like. Kim and I were inundated with doubt over whether we'd ever be able to have kids, afford a home, make a living with our dreams and talents. Discouragement led us to wonder if we were merely deluding ourselves. But each time we encountered a challenge, like the time our hand-me-down van needed major repairs that would deplete our checking account, or the time we spent 2 days and several $100s to make $7.92 in sales at a craft show, we were faced with a choice: abandon ship or keep pressing on. Again, we were like Luke when he began to rely less on himself and trust more in the Force. We pressed on not because we knew the way forward, but because we believed in a God who did. We chose to believe in his promises rather than the negative voices in our heads. We chose to doubt our doubts and believe our beliefs. And those small choices were little nudges that kept us on course, even though we weren't sure where we were headed. Choice by choice, they added up and we became stronger. Now, with a little more mileage on me and more journey to look back on than when this photo was taken, I can relate to Yoda. I know what it means when they say that faith is tested during hard times. I see now that those choices are the journey. They're the reps that make you stronger. Even now, when I feel weak, I know the truth that I'm exceedingly stronger than I ever was back then. Instead of rolling my eyes when I look at this photo, which is extremely tempting, I appreciate the brilliant flash of youthful hope and the belief that anything is impossible. It's important. Just as a space shuttle uses over 90% of its available fuel just to achieve orbit, our passion gives us the rocket fuel we need to get started. Eventually, we did figure out how to make a living at all this. We did get out of debt. We did start a family. And we recently bought our dream house on a lake. None of it would have happened were it not for the naive passion of that skinny kid in the big glasses flexing his non-existent guns, or the God who never once rolled his eyes at him. Those sun-kissed tattoos faded long ago, but in another respect, they've become permanent and more real. I don't know where you are in your journey right now. Maybe you're overflowing with confidence and eager to begin your new thing. Good. Use that passion to fuel you, for it will take you far. Things might not turn out as you expect, but that's okay. You'll figure it out. Just keep going and trust in the one who planted that dream in your heart. Maybe you've run out of gas and feel like you're drifting in orbit somewhere. Good. Use this time to appreciate the view and realize how far you've come. You're farther along than you think and stronger than you feel. Maybe you're the Jedi Master who can relate to this because you've been through all the stages. Good. Pass the experience you've gained on to others. But don't squash the enthusiasm of those first starting out. They don't need your bucket of ice water telling them how naive they are. Amplify their energy by using your hard-earned wisdom to nudge them gently in the right direction. It's been said that we are all the ages we've ever been. We're still the cocksure teenager, the uncertain young adult, and the sage with wisdom gained through experience. All of them matter. All of them serve a purpose. The way to honor them all is to keep going.
I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll get bangs again after analyzing that picture.
It's a good look.
Yeah. I love this message. I mean, obviously, the end is such a cool call to action to say, where are you in these three categories, right? Where do you fall? And I think it's a good reminder for those who've been through the hard times, like you said, to not squelch the enthusiasm and passion of those. We see that with our own kids, right? Mm-hmm. Where they're really that naive part of Luke that we all were and still are in a lot of ways, is something we need to kind of protect, because that is something that can really limit them if we don't allow them to dream bigger than that's realistic, right? Yeah.
The other thing to keep in mind is that sometimes we're in multiple stages at the same time, depending on what part of our life we're talking about. So you might be really good at your career, but if you became a parent for the first time, now you're probably in the when you were pregnant, you're probably in the young Luke stage, and now you're in the I got knocked out by a wampa stage version of things. And I think a lot of times when we get to a stage where we're the Jedi Master, we're afraid to go back to those other stages where we don't know as much in other areas of our life. And it's important to continue to be willing to learn new things all the time.
And I have a feeling that 2020 may have made us step back into different stages, depending on whether it's with relationships or careers or anything in between, because that really obviously changed a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah. Helen says it's also easy to see the failures as final rather than a step towards the goal.
I love
that. And I just read a thing this morning talking about failure, and that failures are opportunities to learn, which is a lot right exactly with what you're saying, Helen. So thank you guys for that. And I think it's time to get out our green crayons.
Green.
Okay, friends, this one is going to be it'll be an easy one tonight. Although it actually took me a while to get it so that I could make it easy to draw.
Oh,
it's not that difficult of a thing, but I was having trouble myself being like, how do I teach this? So
Paul's calling it right out of the gate.
Paul's calling it. He is
Shamrocks.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know where you'd even get that idea from, but we'll see. We'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out. By the way, if you've never done this before, you're invited to join in. All you need is a scrap of paper, the back of junk mail, a Post-it note, and a ballpoint pen. If you have anything colorful nearby, that's great, but just something to write with and something to write.
Remember in high school when you just write on your hand? Did everybody do that in high school?
Like the answers to the test?
Well, I actually didn't mean that. But like you just draw on yourself because that's how bored you were in class? Or was that just me?
I just used my notebook to doodle in. But
all right, well,
you be you, Kim. Yeah. You be you. Okay, what we're going to do here first is we're going to start out with a V. All right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And I always have the total dad joke every time. I always want to be like, oh, that's it? That's it.
Oh.
If you watch enough of these, you've already heard me say that a few times.
Wow. Where's that one? Do we have that one? Yeah, we got to.
Meanwhile, we're going to draw an upside down V. Okay? So we got two V's upside down,
All right.
right side up, and now we're going to draw another V on its side, like that. And let's keep the symmetry going. We get basically a greater than, less than signs here. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw little butt cheeks in between some of these lines.
That word makes me smile.
Butt cheeks,
Ah,
right?
butt
Little
cheeks.
And we're going to connect those up, and obviously we're going to see right away that Paul somehow is clairvoyant.
This is.
I don't know
He's
how.
been to a lot of these.
Yes, he
right?
has. So you just add these little 4 butt cheeks, and you've got.
I think
a
that
clover.
should be the word of the day. If you hear butt cheeks, you should be able
Mar
to.
butt cheeks. Combine marbits and butt cheeks.
Marbits.
All right, and then I'm going to draw a couple lines down like this. Kind of taper them out at the bottom a little bit, and then connect it, and there's our stem.
Which, by the way, did you? It's hard for me to. Yeah, you can kind of see Jason drew one on my cheek, but you didn't use this technique, did you?
I actually kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of
I don't
hard
even
to
know
draw
if I
that
showed
small.
it to you. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of tricky with paint, no less.
So I'm going to fill this in, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun, because we're not just... If you've watched any of these, you know we're not just going to leave with a lame, boring shamrock.
Because, yeah, there's people right now that are like, oh, big surprise, who knew, right? Like, is this it?
This is not it.
No.
No.
Is it going to be Baby
Oh,
Yoda?
hells no.
Oh, Steven. But why?
All right. So, there we go. There's our 4-leaf clover.
All right.
And erase that out a little bit.
See, Mary Beth Updike went to the same high school I did. In fact, her mom was my first grade teacher, you guys. And I still have such a wonderful place in my heart for your mom, Mary Beth, as you can only imagine, because she's just such a great lady. And she said that must have been a Marquette thing because she wrote on her hand too, as did most of her friends. So that was
something in the water in Ottawa. I'll tell you. All right, so we're gonna put a little smiley face and eyes in here.
Of course.
Now this is where you can have a little bit of fun. You can. We're gonna make a bow, and it's kind of ingenious here because where you put the bow helps indicate what kind of character you want to create here. So if I wanted to create like a girl, 4-leaf clover, I draw a circle,
A little hair bow,
and a couple little triangles, and then I might just kind of fill that in.
A little red bow. That's adorable.
Right. Just like that.
That's nice.
And maybe I want to do little dots in there, a little bit like
a Minnie
Mouse, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she's totally adorable. Or I could undo that. Isn't that fun? Whoa, not that.
No, don't take a smile.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna do a little something different here.
What?
So this is one of the things, I don't know if I've ever drawn this like this, but one of the things I like to do is like a smiling face where I draw an upside down triangle, and then I draw a line right there, okay, and color in the bottom part, and then I make the top part white. It's kind of like he's a laughing dude.
Like his little tooth, like his big
his
tooth up there.
Tooth up on the top.
That's cute.
Okay, and so then down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the same bow,
A little more
but it's going to turn into a bow tie. And we'll give him the red.
Oh, he's dapper.
Because red and green are actually complementary colors.
Just like sports teams.
And we're going to give this guy stripes.
A little callback to last week for those of you who show up every week. Oh, that's adorable.
So there you go. And then, you could add some little details. You could add a little bit of a couple lines here. Maybe a little bit darker, and kind of put a little bit of detail in here. And I could make give it a little volume with some highlights.
Can you give him like a monocle?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, he could. A little cane.
Was he Mr. Peanut all of a sudden?
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That changes it.
It just gives a little bit more depth. Okay. And yeah, let's do the monocle. We'll do the monocle.
Everything's cuter with a monocle. I don't know why people don't actually use monocles anymore. Probably because they need real glasses with 2 eyes, but apparently that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen someone actually wearing a real monocle in real life. That
Maybe
was
we'll have
part
to
of
do
a play.
like the history of the monocle coming up.
There you go. I think we
It's
should.
adorable.
So there you go. We want to see your lucky guy or lucky gal. Send it to KJ at escapeadulthood.com, and maybe we will share your drawings.
Martha's
on
wondering
one
why
of
he's
the
not
upcoming shows.
levitating, jumping tonight.
That's your call, Martha. That's your call tonight. You can make them levitating if you would
Show
like.
us your
You can make them vibrating.
jumping guy or girl.
Lucky guy, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so last week we did the ice cream safety cone. And this is a drawing submitted to us by Polly. I love the little sprinkles in the ice cream dudes.
That is so cute, Polly. Before I forget, Megan, our neighbor, said she knows a doctor that wears a monocle.
Seriously.
That is epic.
Wow.
I want to meet him.
That is rad.
I
Yeah.
assume it's a man. I think, I don't know, could be a woman, but that's pretty awesome.
I don't know if I've ever seen, like, even in movies, a woman wearing one, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
would
know.
imagine that maybe they would.
My head's
Yeah.
blowing up, so that's
All I don't mean to be sexist, is like the only picture I have is like the Monopoly guy in my head, like the big bushy mustache, and that's Monocle guy or Mr. Peanut, I guess. So
I guess here's the main question,
I
Megan.
need
Does
more
he, if
female
it's a he,
role models who wear monocles is what I need.
If it's a he, does he have a bushy mustache? I think that's the biggest question. And a top hat.
I think that's obvious that he does. If I've learned anything from pop culture, is that he does have.
Is this a stereotype
mustache.
or is this true? So maybe you can inform us on that.
Yeah. Well,
Now or
anyway,
later.
back to these awesome
Polly,
drawings. Polly,
the little polka dots on there,
good job.
like the
Good
sprinkles.
job, Polly.
So
and
cute.
Hildy did a great job as well. Sent
And-
this one in.
What was Hildy talked about that this little top scoop turned into a baby? Surprise! It's a baby.
I'm seeing that now.
She's like,
It's like a little baby head.
She mentioned the baby, and I replied back to her, and I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "No, really, seriously though, I didn't actually think anything of it until it just was a baby staring at me." I'm like, I love it when your own shenanigans can
look
surprise
for it.
you.
Now that you see it, you can't unsee it, can
It's a
you?
baby on
pretty
top of it.
Pretty great.
Oh.
Steven always does such good ones. This was not the something about TARDIS, not the usual TARDIS.
I'm not
from
sure
Doctor
that.
Who.
Okay, we don't watch that, but by the way, Megan confirmed it's a woman.
Oh, that makes my night. That makes.
Yeah, baby.
Is that what you were doing? That's awesome.
Oh
Does
man,
she-
that is
But
epic. I
does
love
she
being
have a
proven wrong.
bushy mustache? That's what I wanna know.
Oh, well,
I
that's
know.
a whole nother issue, isn't it?
And then finally, this is a good little
This
story,
is
right?
Amazing. Yes, this is actually a friend that we met in Sheboygan recently, and this is their daughter, Hannah. And she kind of did a little catch up with the Let's Draw episodes on YouTube, watched a bunch of them. As you can see, she went to town. But this is pretty cool, you guys. We actually encourage this. Go to the playlist on YouTube. If you go youtube.com/escapeadulthood, all these playlists are on there. And Jenna and Jason have worked so hard to edit all these segments down to like 2-3 minutes, okay? So if you're ever looking to share something with a friend, you might just find the 2-minute segment over there versus sharing the whole show. There's tons of these Let's Draw, 42, 43.
I was just say end by tons. You mean 42?
43 or whatever the show is this week. And so I'm glad to see Hannah enjoyed just pushing play all and having fun, which is kind of a fun way to spend an afternoon.
Did a great job too, by the way.
She
Way
did.
to
They're
go,
adorable.
Hannah.
I love the snail. It's so cute.
Well, it's one of those days. I don't know if anyone can relate to this. You forgot it was St. Patrick's Day, but you wore the green shirt anyway.
Woo,
That's
right?
when you know it's going to be a good day.
Our pizza delivery guy had a green mask on, and I was like,
Nice.
was it an accident? I doubt it. Right?
You never know.
You never
It's
know.
a happy accident. That's what that is. Well, today we'd like to shower some praise on March 2021's Adultitis Fighter of the Month.
And Elle, we know you're here tonight. Oh my goodness, is this well deserved? Comments explode for Elle because you all know that this is so well deserved. She is such an adultitis fighter.
She is indeed. We've actually featured her many times in the past as she has spread wonder and whimsy all over the place with
Especially
sharing
at work.
dessert. Yeah, especially at work.
That's her place to shine.
And it makes sense. Oh, by the way, we do have a picture of her. There she is!
Yay!
It's Elle. Isn't she cute? There she is. She's pretty awesome. We ask our Adultitis Fighter winners some different questions. We asked her what her favorite ways to fight adultitis, and she said, I love sharing kindness to others through gifts, notes, and encouragement to help others find joy in life and not feel like being an adult has to be so serious. So you can definitely tell if you know anything about her, it doesn't take long to realize that she does like doing those sorts of things for people, and they make a huge difference. Something she still loves doing as a child, that she did as a child, is dancing and dressing up. And if she could have her dream job, it would have been to be a dancer in a production that allows for costumes all the time, including monocles and bushy mustaches. This is a really good tip, by the way, you guys. This is part of the reason why she is an Adultitis Fighter of the Month. What is your strategy for dealing with people who are obviously infected with adultitis? I don't know if anyone's ever run into them. They're everywhere.
They're out there.
But she says distraction. Distraction.
Like smoke and mirrors?
Well, she says like giving a shot to someone. I feel like I'm a vaccine. You have to give them a little taste of the fun bug, and then it might help them from contracting adultitis. She was actually her previous profession. She was a nurse before teacher, and now professional adultitis fighter. So the advice she has for someone who maybe is dealing with adultitis themselves is similar. She says, find a distraction from something that is clearly making them unhappy, sad, grumpy, etc. Take a chance on something that distracts you from the mundane of adulthood. As always, lead by example, especially at work. But I love that distraction idea. And she actually told us about her husband, who is her best friend, and he was the first person that she distracted and continued to influence his introverted / artistic self. And he is a huge supporter of my escape adulthood lifestyle. So that is good. If you can have someone in your life that is a supporter for you, what a blessing that is. Talk about lucky. This is fun too. She finishes saying she's a part of a TLC cover group. She secretly thinks she could have been an Ewok, and she is a first-time and only-time pro golf and fantasy football winner.
Whoa!
So she had sent along a picture of her fantasy football trophy, which was awesome.
Pretty epic. Oh my goodness.
So Elle, kudos to you. Congratulations for being bestowed on with this amazing honor. You'll never get a better. I mean, fantasy football, golfing. This is the creme de la creme.
And let's talk for a minute about that vaccine thing, because this is a pretty interesting analogy. How many times have you said the word vaccine in the last 365 days? Let's be honest. I mean, wish we could have a $10 bill for every time, right?
Vaccine Marbits. Vaccine Marbits. It's close.
It's
close.
It's a cool metaphor because we all are so familiar with how vaccines work, even though whatever. But my point is this.
Really? If I asked you how many vaccines
I knew it. That's why I took it back, because I'm like, he's going to ask me scientific things. No, I'll let Megan, our neighbor, the doctor, talk about that. But no, so let's really think about this for a second. You just have to give them a little bit. And I think that's the thing. And, this is a good reminder of Jason's artwork, A Little Whimsy, which hangs in my office with the giraffe and the twisty straw. The concept of a little bit. Don't let it all show to those people who are really having a hard time, because it's going to be too much for them, right? And that kind of does also remind me of the Escape Adulthood Summit, because that's the place where you can come and let it all hang out. Is that a good way to word it?
Sure. Yeah. We'll go with that. All right, guys, we got a question for you tonight, and this is a way that you can win. Other than gold, what would you like to find in a pot at the end of a rainbow?
Ooh.
And we say that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but what if it wasn't a pot of gold? What would you like it to be? And you just enter your answer in the comments here, and you could win a $10 gift card, shiny, to the Escape Adulthood Lemonade stand, where we have all kinds of t-shirts and greeting cards, prints, all kinds of stuff.
Bags.
Bags.
Yes, everything.
Cars. No, not cars. So we...
And Heather Smart, congratulations
Yes.
to you. You were our winner last week. Hopefully that landed in your mailbox already. Now that we got this real slick system here, this goes out like the next day, you guys. So
I know, we finally got a system down, and we throw some other fun things in there, like stickers, and we've got a new batch of stickers that I've been sneaking in there. So fun stuff.
I have to say, I am probably with Helen, where she says chocolate, and I'm thinking like dark chocolate. You could have a whole fondue system, never-ending fondue would be nice.
Interesting. Yes. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, so chocolate. Yeah, that's
Can't go wrong.
It's good.
Yep.
Timely. Brittany says Lucky Charms.
Hey, yeah.
That'd be fine.
Right? It's like
How
a big
about this
cereal
one?
bowl.
Tom in a hot tub.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Tom would be her husband, just so you know. Although maybe she's referring to Tom Cruise. I don't know. I don't know. Tom Brady. I don't know. Moving on. Puppy. Martha.
Yes. Right?
Maybe Tom is a puppy. Like, no, it's her husband. Chocolate Lucky Charms.
Ooh, yeah, you referred to that earlier. Interesting. That
Art
would be
supplies.
very yummy.
Art
Ooh.
supplies. I'd be
You would
alright
like
with that.
Yeah, you would like that.
Meg is down for unlimited vacation.
Yes, please.
It's funny, when I first saw that, I thought she said vaccines. Like
It's on your
vaccination,
mind.
yeah.
Like,
And,
no,
like,
all
also-
shots.
Also would not be bad with the way they're
True.
short in some areas.
Right.
Steven says glasses for everybody.
Aw, Steven, looking out for everybody.
Kara,
Apparently I just rubbed. Do I have green all over my face now?
it's on the other side.
Oh.
And yes, it's smeared. A
Ah.
pot of corgis. How about that?
Oh.
Puppies, no less.
Right?
Paul's with Helen. Chocolate. No circus peanuts, Paul? No circus.
I wonder what
no
those would be
circus
like
peanuts?
dipped in chocolate. Like a hard shell.
What, circus peanuts?
Gotta
Still
be better.
bad. Still
Gotta be
bad.
better.
Kristen says daisies.
Oh,
Like
I love daisies too, Kristen.
that. Start with a children's chewable vitamin. I agree. Lucky Charm Marbits.
Oh, yes.
Lightning bugs.
Lightning bugs. Oh, yeah.
Also,
Release
Marbits.
them.
I love that
Marbits!
word, Marbits.
We gotta figure out a way to incorporate Marbits into every future show now.
I think so.
All right.
It's the official word of
Okay.
Escape Adulthood.
We'll figure it out.
Jen, my parents ready for hugs.
Aw, right?
Yarn, says Christy.
Ooh, yes. I bet Helen would like that too.
Scott, just minor things. World peace, meaning of life, and a candy bar.
Which candy
He
bar? though?
probably would settle for a candy bar, I
Three
would guess.
Musketeers?
Oh,
maybe?
God. Why do you have to bring that up? Come on.
Kittens!
Gross.
Kittens. Go with kittens. Gail Ambrosius, dark chocolate pieces.
Ooh,
It's very
yes.
specific.
Sounds
Don
wonderful.
White, airline tickets to some amazing place like Muncie, Indiana. A bucket of cute little penguins. to share with John. Amy says a flourless chocolate birthday cake.
Ooh.
Well, here you go. California, I would like to find rain at the end of the rainbow. For us farmers, that would be the same as gold.
Oh, get out there and do that rain dance, Sharon, right? Hope
Helen,
you guys get it.
politicians who can agree.
Oh, that would be a miracle.
That would be right up there with world peace and the meaning of life.
Oh my goodness! Right? Talk about adultitis.
Michelle says fun shots. However you want to take that. It goes some different.
Someone else talked about green Jello. That might involve that,
Yeah.
possibly.
Martha is cool with a pony.
Hey.
And
so would our daughter Ro. She's been talking a lot about getting a pony.
Yes, she would. So keep those coming in. We will pick a winner right at the end of the show. So you got a few more minutes to get those coming in. And it has been a blast playing with you guys tonight. Again, just a reminder, if you want to have a chance to win this, Vanna.
Yes. We need like a spotlight.
Yeah.
By the way, our daughter Ro let us borrow her friend here, Good Luck Bear. Is that what it is? Good Luck Bear tonight for tonight's show. This was actually a St. Vinny's find. Does everybody have St. Vinny's, like the thrift shop?
St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah. This was like just sitting on the shelf at St. Vinny's. You know how you walk up and like all of a sudden the choir sings and a spotlight comes on it, and our kids were like, "I must have that." Like. Perfect condition.
It's pretty good.
I know.
I also have to call out some of the little details we added into the set that Kim's been blocking all night. We've got, check out this. Luke with the little Yoda. The little Yoda. Very on topic for tonight.
Your shirt.
Yeah, and then of course Yoda and Good Luck Bear there. And then this one I thought was pretty classic. Larry Bird, you guys, from the Celtics. Like yes, that is classic. It might be the only time.
Larry Bird. And do they have a green floor on that?
They had green in the floor.
Okay.
Well, it used to be the parquet floor of the Boston Garden.
There's a
big Irishman in there.
Our little green Wonder Marty that goes out. Wonder Marty goes out to the Wonder and Whimsy Society members, which are all different colors. And of course, Peter Pan's always up there. You guys see him every week.
Nerds will know this one. Trapjaw from He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
He-Man?
He's green. Okay. Well, his face is green. The rest of him is blue. But
is he a common character?
Shout out to anyone who is a nerd and knows what that is about.
Grayskull?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're a little bit of a nerd too.
Well, they used to always play that during piano lessons.
We're all nerds in our own little way. So thank you guys for playing with us and shenanigating with us tonight.
Do not let the shenanigans end on March 17th, you guys. That is up to you.
March 17th.
Yeah.
Let them continue in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no Hulk. I don't have a Hulk, Martha. I gotta work on that one.
That
would have
kind
been a
of
classic one.
That you don't have that.
I'll hang my head in shame.
You should. That's like Avengers. Come on, have you heard of it?
Anyway, escapeadulthood.com/giveaway. Win this amazing canvas. Thank you for shenanigating with us. That is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and keep being awesome.